Hi everyone. So I have my empties as of whatever month this is. January, just barely January 2019. So hopefully I can get through this somewhat quickly because it's early in the morning, my throat's kind of froggy, I'm kind of congested, and I need to take my 3-year-old to preschool soon-ish. So I'm just gonna get going. Basic cotton rounds, Target. These are not the ones that are lint-free. Generally, I like lint-free stuff, but if I'm doing just like some micellar water in the morning just to get a tiny bit of the leftover skincare off my face before I put on new skincare in the morning, I don't care so much if it's lint-free. So, I mean, they're fine. They're fine. This came in a Target beauty box, and so it's 2 little cotton pads, and it was the Target premium cotton rounds. These are what, basic cotton rounds? And it says dual-sided. I felt these were almost like one of the sides felt almost like exfoliating-ish. It felt kind of rough. I don't generally, what's it say? The dual-sided design and patented stitched edge create a strong, soft, and lint-free cotton round. It was lint-free, but it wasn't super soft, I wouldn't say. So for me, the lint-free ones I like are the Ulta squares, the lint-free squares. Also, Whispers has some lint-free squares that are pretty much exactly the same as the Ulta ones. So if you're gonna go lint-free, I would suggest those because they're quite soft, they're super durable, good for taking off nail polish if you don't like fuzziness in your nail polish while you're taking it off. These felt kind of rough, but it was interesting because I assumed they were the same as the ones that I normally would buy, but they weren't. They were a little different and they were a little scratchy. This is my favorite face cleanser. I use it to remove makeup and wash my face at the same time. I do go through it really fast though. It works, it like foams up and feels very nice and cleansing if you don't have foundation on your face. But if you have any good amount of like foundation base makeup on, I find it requires a lot of soap in order to really get it off. Which is fine. I just use 3 pumps of this to wash my face when I have foundation on. Like 1 pump is probably fine if I don't have foundation on. But if you're taking off makeup, it takes a lot more. It's liquidy, very liquidy. So it can like slide out of your hands. But this takes off eye makeup really nicely. It takes off face makeup. It takes off sunscreen really nicely. So it works really well, but I do go through it really fast. So I continue to buy this because it removes my makeup so nicely. And it does not it leaves my skin feeling soft and not tight and dry. And almost all cleansers, even like the CeraVe hydrating cleanser, will leave my face feeling tight and dry. So I really like how this makes my skin feel, and it takes off makeup really well. So I really enjoy that. I finished this Paula's Choice Resist Daily Pore Refining Treatment 2% BHA. I'm not really sure that this is worth the extra price of getting the Resist version. It's going to have some extra ingredients in it that the regular just like exfoliate version doesn't have, the one that everybody knows about, the 2% BHA, salicylic acid. So I think it has, I don't know what's extra about it, like antioxidants or something like that. I have lots of other active skincare ingredient components that I use in my skincare routine, so I don't think it's really necessary for me to have some extra punchy stuff in my exfoliation step. I only use this once a day because I use the different in the evening. So if I wasn't using different, I would use this twice a day, but I do only use it once a day. And to make this last longer, it's a liquid, so I just pour it out into my hand, kind of get it in my hands and then put it on my face. There's just the tiny amount of like thickness to it. Even though it's like a straight up liquid, but it's not just like water texture where it feels like it's really hard to spread on your face. There's a tiny bit of slip to it, so you can spread it on your face from your hands. You don't need to use like a cotton anything in order to get it on your face, so you're gonna be able to save a good amount of product that way, just applying it with your hands. So I do really like the Paula's Choice BHA. I feel like it helps keep my acne generally at bay. I've been having more acne problems recently because of all the dryness. I'm putting on like super heavy moisturizers, and my acne prone areas have been breaking out more. But before I started this whole different thing, the BHA could really keep my acne from cropping up pretty much across the board. I don't have a ton of acne, just I've been acne prone for forever. And I'm 38, by the way, so I totally get you on the adult acne thing. I know a lot of people feel super stressed about that because it's like, we're adults, why do we still have acne? And I've had acne since I was like 13, and so I totally get it. But I have been lucky in the past several years. Actually, it's been really minimal to non-existent, which is amazing because I was like 33 and felt like my acne was never going to go away. Not that this is about acne. Anyway. Let's see, I think I have something that I just plain old am throwing away. This came in the Derm Store beauty box from Target. So it had a bunch of like bestsellers or something from Derm Store, and Derm Store is an online only skincare beauty retailer that's owned by Target. And so what came in it was this Lancer the Method polish. So I had heard about this from somebody, and they said it was their favorite exfoliator or whatever. So I was always excited to try it out, but I was never going to buy it. Oh my gosh, it's like sandpaper in a tube. I mean, I know my skin is kind of, it goes through a lot. I use chemical exfoliants. I use the stuff that increases cell turnover like vitamin C and the retinoid. So I know my skin's kind of delicate. It's a little thin, but trying to be the most gentle, like no pressure, just barely apply this to try it out. It felt like it was ripping my face off. It is so intensely exfoliating. It's just way too rough for my skin. So I'm just throwing this away because it was shocking how rough this was. Paula's Choice Hydrating Gel to Cream Cleanser. This came in a gift with purchase that I got like around the holidays, I think. I liked this fine. I didn't feel like it was noteworthy. It wasn't. The Paula's Choice cleansers are a lot more expensive than what I would typically spend on a cleanser, because I buy the Garnier micellar stuff, which is like $8 for that bottle, but you can usually get a coupon or a sale or something to make it cheaper. So this, I liked it fine, but I wouldn't pay the Paula's Choice price for it, even while it was on sale. I just liked my Garnier one better. I don't think this one took off makeup quite as well. I don't really remember, to be honest. If I can't remember, to me that says it wasn't really worth buying a high price. A few mascaras and then I'm done. And let's see. So this Wander Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara, this came in a BoxyCharm. I really did enjoy how it was in a tube. It felt like you could kind of warm it up and work it around a little bit more easily. I felt like I was able to get a lot of wear out of this mascara. Like even as it was getting a little drier, a little less product in the tube, I could kind of smush the tube around and it would just work a little bit better. So I really enjoyed this, but again, I don't tend to pay high-end prices for mascaras, so I don't know if I would buy this. Maybe if I could get a really good deal on it, I would buy it. I don't know. I did enjoy it though. It's kind of the traditional bristle wand, and I felt like I got a good amount of volume and all that stuff, so I liked it. But yeah, high-end mascara. I was not expecting to like this at all. I remember Benefit Bad Gal Bang had a super big launch. There was lots of brand trips and all kinds of hype about it, and then people said they didn't love it all that much, and actually I really enjoyed this mascara. I feel like it's a little bit more maybe lengthening versus volumizing. I have a good amount of lashes and they're pretty long and they're already curled. I don't really need to do much. What for me usually dictates whether or not I like a mascara. Can I build up the volume and like coverage of my lashes because they are blonde quickly? And if I can do it quickly, I usually like it. So I felt like this kind of pulled up my lashes a tiny bit, and because I don't curl them just because they naturally have a curl to them. Like maybe I could get a little more lift if I curled them, but it's just too much of a hassle, so I don't. Because I don't like the way they tend to be crimped as opposed to curled, and I don't want to like refine my technique when they're already curled by themselves. I mean, really, doesn't matter. No, not really. And I don't have a lot of space, so my eyelashes, if I open my eyes all the way anyway, are already up in my eyebrows. So do I really need them longer? No, not really. So anyway, this has got a funny wand to it, and it's like really wobbly, and I actually kind of liked it. That wobbliness I have experienced in other mascaras, and I didn't like it, so I was kind of surprised at how much I liked how this went on, how it wore. It was just a really nice mascara, so if I could get another deluxe sample of it, I would be happy to use it. But again, unless I could get it for like half price, I would not buy this full price. This one I had kind of high hopes for, the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. This also came in a BoxyCharm. It rather suddenly died, and I believe it's because the lid cracked. Whenever you have like a shaped one with the lid, you know, I really want them to line up and for it to go back to the original shape, and this one doesn't, and I have a feeling I probably really yanked on the lid trying to get it to line up, and it didn't, and the lid cracked, the cap cracked. So this did suddenly kind of dry out quickly, but I did use it for a couple months before that happened. And I remember hearing so many nice things about this mascara. It's more of a traditional wand. It's pretty gloopy. But man, this made my lashes so chunky. It's like some days I would like it, would put on a lot of product, which I enjoy. I enjoy a more chunky lash, but I don't like it chunky at the ends, and that's what I struggled with this one. And if I ever really dislike a mascara, it's because either I can not build up volume quickly, like around the base of my lashes, or it goes really clumpy at the ends of my lashes, and that I just don't like. And that's what I struggled with this one. Sometimes it was great, and other days it just seemed too dry and too clumpy and chunky in a bad way, and I just found it frustrating. So I just never knew what I was going to get. Was it going to be an easy day? Was it going to be a challenging day? So I definitely wouldn't buy this. I would not be interested in a sample. And IT Cosmetics as a brand is not a brand that I'm super in love with, just because their foundation shade range is so weirdly tone deaf, and they brought out their concealer in like a billion colors. But what help is that when your CC creams and your cream foundations and your powder foundations, none of them go dark, and then you have all of these concealers. Weird, strange brand situation. Not in love with that. I don't really want to support the brand that much, so that's a bummer, because I do think they have a few cool products, but I can't wear their CC cream. It's too dark, and it's got some irritating ingredients in it, and I feel like their whole dealing with different skin tones thing is just not really feeling it from IT Cosmetics. So can I get the last sentence out? Oh my gosh, I've got that congestion where it's like you can't talk because you can't breathe because the air gets stopped at like the back of your nose. Okay, I think that's it for my empties. I don't think that's it. That's it for my empties. Let me know if you have any questions about the stuff I talked about. And if you finished anything recently, I would love to hear it. I feel like finishing beauty stuff is always quite satisfying. Makeup is the best, but I don't go through a ton of makeup because I have a lot of makeup. So if you have any makeup you finished recently, definitely share, because I will live vicariously through your completion of a makeup product. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. I don't think so. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. If you want to see more stuff from me, then please do subscribe, turn on the bell if you want a notification when I post a new video. And yeah, I think that's it. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.